Hi, I'm Chris from Airwindows, and hey, you can do this. Turn this to this. Because this is Airwindows GalacticVibe. I have been very busy working on a whole bunch of things, and you will see more of them even in this very video. But what this thing is the vibrato from the Galactic reverb, the original Galactic 1 reverb. Galactic 2 was designed to be something else. So here's what we've got. And as you can hear, I'm playing the classic plate reverb music, but it's all rendered into mono because this is a stereo, mono to stereo effect. It will work on a stereo sound, but we're going to make it work on exclusively mono. So this drift control is what gives you an offset based on, how much pitch drift you want. And as you can hear, it's taking a mono thing and it's turning it into a kind of wide stereo thing. That's what originally fed the delay lines in Galactic. But what we can do is exaggerate it, because you get to make it be an exaggerated extreme kind of vibrato. It's a quadrature vibrato, meaning that the different pitches for left and right aren't completely in synchronization or completely out of synchronization. Instead, like one is going up, and then as it begins to go down, the other one begins to go up. So it's kind of like... And if you combine that with dry is in the center and there's no pitch bend on it. So you can get a sort of nice widening effect out of this. And it'll work even in a very slow setting as we're hearing now. What you got in Galactic was the full wet without any dry in it. Or we can make it really drift. And it's got a sort of, a funny Leslie-like quality to it when you do this with it. Or you can push it even harder. Now this is not exactly the same thing as a Leslie because there is tone quality stuff that's the characteristic of a Leslie. But what we're getting out of this is the capacity of a Leslie to take your top microphones on the horns, and as the horn sweeps past the microphone, there's a pitch shift, and that's what GalacticVibe can do for you. So it might come in handy. And of course, you can make it a little bit too exaggerated and have the dry wet filling in the low frequencies as you might want. Or have it not nearly so exaggerated and give it more of the wet output to get it to do this kind of thing. I probably don't need to demonstrate it anymore. You probably get the idea. And that is Airwindows GalacticVibe. And what I'm also happy to explain is that we've been working on those subwoofers. Remember how I mentioned subwoofers? Well, here's what you can do with subwoofers that actually work. I got the boxes, I got the plate amplifiers, and here is a fairly high frequency sound. My NS10s could probably produce that. This is what subwoofers can do for you. Now observe, this is why I need these to do work that I'm going to be doing in the future on various stuff because I have to be able to hear what the lows are doing. So 40 hertz, 35, 33, 30 hertz. It's barely dropping off. 28, 26.5, 25 hertz, 23.5, 22. The sound is in the room. You are hearing only the microphone picking up my speakers. 21 hertz, 20 hertz, 'Still showing up on the meters. Now granted, something like 30 hertz, that is so strong that we're barely losing it at all. But as the frequency continues to drop, and note that I cannot do this at high volumes because every time you drop the frequency, you need more cone area or more cone travel to be able to represent that sound. So when we go from, say, 30 to 25, 22, 20, well, you probably can't hear that real good. It's coming right through my headphones because they're open back headphones. In fact, I don't need to be wearing them right now. That's what I need to be able to hear in the room to analyze stuff. What stuff, you might ask? Guess what came in the mail? We're going to do some reverbs. I'm kind of excited. I don't know whether I need to build a whole wiring harness to suit this. It depends upon how well my existing stuff fits and works with it. But I gotta admit, I'm pretty excited. And with the new speakers, I have to first accustom my ears to the new speakers that go down pretty close to 20 hertz, which is not even, the reason I can even do that is because they're stereo subwoofers and they're 12-inch drivers. Even so, I'm not going all the way down to 20 hertz, but I need to be able to hear what's happening with that stuff so that I can evaluate what's happening with something I'm going to try to emulate, such as, for instance, a fancy reverb, and then make my stuff behave similarly, let's just say. I'm not going to be making a clone. This is not about making a Bracasti clone, but I should be able to make a really good sounding reverb that is not at all dissimilar to the performance level that we'll get out of something like this. This delightful little device. And then I can give it to you for free as open source software. And you don't get one of these. With these, you get to manipulate the controls. It'll do whatever you dial in for it. It's got built-in AD converters and DA converters, so I can and will be running it in an analog studio. All of that. I won't be able to give you that, but I should be able to give you sounds that work. And on that note, thanks for bearing with me. Thank you for supporting me to the point where I could do this. And I'll talk to you later. And I'll see whether I can have this kind of stuff set up so that people can hear what it does on maybe the Monday live stream, because I've got the speaker set up for the Monday live stream. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye-bye.